Well, today I wanted to criticize the school system and basically the entire educational system yet again. Basically because the entirety of not only school but also university teaches values that are exactly backwards to what are useful to grow as a human being. Basically, they teach that first of all, learning is a process disjoint from creating, but that is exactly the opposite. In reality, you learn by creating, then failing to accomplish what you wanted, and then learning how to do it better and carrying it out successfully. It teaches you to do the bare minimum to be able to pass instead of teaching you to excel and push your limits. It teaches you to waste your time and to be able to indulge yourself as much as possible with pleasure when you're not tasked with something boring. It teaches you that work is inherently boring and tedious and is not done for yourself, and it is handed to you by sort of a superior. But in reality, you should work for yourself, to build yourself up and to create things that you enjoy, to create life experiences and create things that make the world better and yourself in the process. They teach you that you have to collaborate with people that you don't like just because you will be forced to. But in reality, you shouldn't collaborate with people that you don't like. That will make it counterproductive. It will make you not enjoy your work and thus underperform. It teaches you that learning is basically acquiring information and spitting it back out, but that is certainly not the case. Learning is basically being able to do something that you weren't able to do before. It's that simple. They teach you that you should be complacent with what you are and grateful even for slavery, but that is certainly just by how it sounds, it's certainly not true. It teaches you that you should work for money, that you should be an employee and obey as much as possible instead of teaching you about the truth and the dark truth about the financial system and how to exploit its loopholes to make yourself as rich as possible and escape the system and free yourself. They basically get your mind accustomed to being enslaved and thinking that this false freedom is true freedom. But basically, unless you're truly free, nothing else counts as it. And this applies also here. I'm going to move away from that a little bit and say that in the current world, we are not truly free. We think we are, but that's not the case. We are, in fact, basically given just enough freedom to think that we are free, but we are still enslaved enough so that we don't actually have the opportunity to choose. The entire system is designed to deceive us, to give us this false sense of freedom. Politically, we are polarized to fight between ourselves instead of the ones that oppress us, the government. Basically, they run the entire system. They make the laws, the rules of the game, and bias it in a way that it's impossible for you to win if you're not on their team. And thus, in life, you have three options. You either stay complacent with the system and work for them, enslave yourself, never get the chance to be you, never work for yourself, never improve, never create, just consume and decay into misery. That's the first option. Then the second option is escaping the system completely, going absolutely off the grid, I don't know, maybe faking your death or something, then go and live in the woods or like that, just escape the system absolutely. But those two are kind of like giving up, you know, that's not good. The third option that you have, and the only reasonable one in my opinion, is to fight back, to try to free yourself. Create while you learn. Do everything exactly backwards as you've been taught, and break free from the system. Become yourself. Basically, break the rules as much as possible and piss the evil ones running the system off. Become your true self, and if you're not able to do so, die trying. For, life is one, and as I said, it's going to go by quickly, and if you never get to experience it as yourself, then why live it, you know? And you have those three options. Two of them imply giving up and never being yourself. Well, maybe escaping into the forest wouldn't be that bad, wouldn't be as bad as enslaving yourself forever, but certainly giving up on the fight is not that good. So you're only faced with one possible choice: fight or give up. You choose. If you are truly happy as a slave, then go ahead. I won't tell you not to do so, but if you feel like you have an inner worth as a human being and that you can achieve great things, then fight back with all you've got. Because in the end, you will die anyways. So you might just as well die with glory instead of die a coward and a loser forever.